the cruise, we all had to wear this. And so there were like, I think maybe 800 of us.
Oh my God.
And on the ship were other people doing their thing. And we all wore this, and this was our invitation, our proof to do certain things. But it was the camaraderie. That was it. We all had something in common. As opposed to, you go on a cruise maybe with your husband or even a small group of friends. You're just isolated. This was just wonderful. So when we had our Weight Watcher buffet, and the others were there too with their buffet, but we sat together. People you didn't know would sit with you, and you would talk and talk about Weight Watchers, their life, your life. Never have I experienced anything so powerful. It was a bonding. We all agreed. We were all very happy. Now, we had classes to go to. There were numerous classes, and they repeated because you just couldn't fit them all in. And there were things like cooking classes. Now, Julie, I grabbed as many as I could. There were a lot of people there wanting these, and I had trouble getting to the front, so this is about all. So I tried to get one for every one of you, but if you're interested in this recipe, it's zucchini pepperoni pizza bites. This is Julie, and she does the cooking classes. She gives tips, and it's tips about how to prepare desserts, Weight Watcher meals, that kind of thing. But she is the one that has done the recipes that we get. She's done the majority of the recipes that we get. Now, the downside, I'll put them up here, and if you're interested in the recipe, you can grab one. The downside of the cruise is this. Weight Watchers has a contract with this cruise line. And I talked with people. I did not know there are people there that have been on 5 Weight Watcher cruises. I never knew that they existed, and wouldn't have known if it wasn't for text, with the mail we get from WW. But one gentleman I talked to had been on 5. He said this ship had the smallest cabin of all. And it was small. We had to empty our suitcases just so we could put them under the bed to have room to walk in. And we had a balcony, but that was good. I'm glad we had that. Yeah. And then the other thing for me, it was a problem because they also have a contract with Lorraine Travel, which is in Miami. And it was a horrible travel agency. They billed me incorrectly. It took weeks to undo the billing process with them. Their information was lacking. Unfortunately, Weight Watchers has a contract with them, and they can't get rid of them. We experienced that problem. There were people who did not. They were, really very happy. There were people who didn't mind the room, so it's all a matter. But there was our seating was at 6 o'clock. Weight Watchers had to do it at 6, and the menu was fixed, but you could also order off of the menu. And
their regular menu, Ruth. You could order off of their regular menu.
Yes,
you didn't have to order the WW.
Of the regular menu.
Okay.
I brought this book for you to see. Because we all got books, and we got this recipe book. And I'll pass both of them around. But and we all got snacks, and you can help yourself every day. We got snacks, so you can help yourself to that. And going back to the classes. There was a class called Walk 15, which I didn't do because it was on the outside of the ship, it wasn't in air conditioning. And it was kind of like Susan P. does here. There was resistant bands, which we didn't do because it was at 7:30 in the morning. And there was meal planning. healthy cooking. I took a class in stress. I took a class in happiness, healthy cooking. There was a diva class.
Diva?
What
was that like? You want to hear about that one?
I couldn't fit all of it in. There was a Zumba class. There was a love selfie class, which was really good. They were teaching us how to take a good selfie. It was really amazing. We loved that class. So we did that, and in terms of the recipes, I'll get back to the classes in a second. My favorite thing was, and I don't like yogurt, the Greek yogurt, the fat-free Greek yogurt. Well, Julie has invented some recipes that we can find all these recipes online that we ate there. And most of them were good. There were some that I didn't like, but that's me. You probably would like them. I didn't care for the Moroccan spice isn't my thing. That one bothered me. It was Moroccan spice on a chicken. But my favorite thing is this mixed berry fruit compote. And you pour it on your Greek yogurt. And it is to die for. And Julie is a great believer in easy cooking. So she makes it with frozen mixed berries. She does a lot with frozen fruit and frozen vegetables. She said, this thing about it not being nutritious is fiction. And then there was another one, roasted cherry. Frozen cherries, you roast them, and so you can find those recipes online. Another, let's see, compote, soup. They actually thickened up the soup, this pea soup, with tofu. And things that they put in recipes that I wouldn't even think of, they use that Greek yogurt a lot to add to the recipes.
To soup?
Now, one of the classes and that I went to was called Visualize. Visualize yourself. And this class had to do with positive thinking. And to look at your life in a positive way so that you'll have more control over self. Now, some of you know that I've been diagnosed with lung cancer. This happened 5 days before the cruise,
Oh my goodness.
which was a real issue.
Oh.
Do I go or not? So we went through this every day to try to figure out. And the pulmonologist said, go. And I'm so glad that I did. It was a wonderful cruise. And it cost more than your typical cruise. You would not find better organization than Weight Watchers on that cruise. The complexity of everything, it was amazing how organized they are. And Julie had to work with the chefs for these recipes. And she told a story about the chefs. She wanted this dessert to be made, and you had to add black beans to the dessert. And they're going, we can't do that, we can't do that. Oh, trust me, it'll be fine. And it was a great dessert. So this class I went to called Visualize Yourself, I made this. And we went over the thought of what positive thinking can do for you, not just emotionally, health-wise. And so she spent half an hour discussing that. And then she asked us to go to these places where there were pictures and things so that we could do a visual board. And this is my visual board. And what I have up here is my day one. And that is going to be on the 28th of next week when I see my two new friends, my radiation oncologist and my medical oncologist. So, and I have this appointment for this medication, and it says here I'm in a fight for my life, a fight. But my plan is to live, and and to win so that I can still be my ice cream loving selfie. So that's my visual board. So, I want to pass this stuff around so you can just gaze at it. I purposely didn't write in this. Well, I did. I did write something there. We found out about a cheap limo service at dinner one night. So I had to write it down really quick. And we found buddies all over the place. We've got email addresses and we're texting each other. Because they were just so amazing, these people on the ship. They were really, really good people. We just loved each other a lot. And the crew were amazing. I was just telling a couple friends, I fell in love with the head waiter. I said, I went straight to the top. I didn't start with the servers. I went straight to the top. He was the cutest thing I've ever seen, and he just would look for me and blow me kisses. So, you know.
Did you tip him?
And he'd catch mine, and we'd speak in languages, and the excursions were amazing. We went to Havana, and we did, it was a 6-hour excursion. I thought I'd be back in a couple hours. Both of them were just exhausting, but they were amazing to see Havana. We were in Belize. That was a long days, but they were very worthwhile excursions, all put together by Weight Watchers. So I couldn't recommend it more to you. You'll pay a little bit more than you would on a typical cruise, but you're paying for what you get there, and that's the Weight Watcher organization. So it's amazing. So there you go, and you can eat these. Grab a bag. I bought what I could.
Please eat them?
Please.
Does anyone
Well, and I
have,
have to admit something.
does anybody have any questions for Ruth that they want to ask her at all?
Which cruise line was it?
MSC. Never knew about it before, and then after I looked at it, I find it on television. It's an Italian line, very European. And whenever there was something we thought, it's European. You know, everything is like that. One thing we found out, you know how we like asparagus kind of al dente? They cook it to the bone. People recognize it. My girlfriend wanted asparagus because it does something diuretic for her when she swells up, and she walked right on by. I said, the asparagus is there. She said, I thought they were green beans. But the food was good. And the desserts were good. But the ironic thing is this. I was telling volunteer committee, my daughter and son-in-law and my grandkids have been very polite. When I came from Tennessee here, I weighed 194 pounds. And my orthopedic surgeon said, you know, Ruth, those legs of yours are not built to hold 194 pounds. So when I got here, I lost 7 pounds before I even started Weight Watchers. So I've lost like 52 pounds. But my kids never said anything to me about being overweight. They were very polite. And then I joined Weight Watchers, and they said, you know what, we're really very proud of you for joining Weight Watchers. And I lost the 52 pounds. Now, after this diagnosis and going to the pulmonologist, my daughter looks at me and she says, you know, Mom, I think you're going to need to gain some weight because you're going to go through this journey, and I think you probably need a few pounds. So I only did half of the Weight Watcher menus. I had duck a l'orange, and I had baked Alaska, and you name it, I had it. And so I gained weight, which is was my goal. So I gained about 6 pounds. So at least I think I did. At least my scale looked that way.
Yeah. Larry said he had to keep eating calories to keep up with the chemo depredations.
Yes.
And so he finally, and he could control his weight within 2 pounds. I hated him for it.
Really?
Because he knew exactly what he could or couldn't eat to add or subtract weight. But he, while he was on chemo, he really a, what, you know, so that he could keep his weight up at a certain level.
Yeah, my mother had the same experience, and they told her that they said it's not the time to diet when you're on chemo or anything, because your systems have to continue working. And you don't want them to accidentally shut down, or, you know, to partially shut down because you're being so careful about what you're eating, that you really need to continue your food.
Yeah, that
I'm
was my
assuming
feeling.
your oncologist will.
Yeah, we'll meet with them. They seem to be good, and I do have a second opinion coming from Sloan Kettering as well as Cleveland Clinic. So I'm happy with that. If you hear me coughing, I don't have anything contagious. I just cough a lot because my lungs, the tumor is so large, it's blocking my bronchial this right lung isn't even working much at all. They have found another tumor in the lower part of the lung, and it has metastasized to my bone and my liver. So it'll be a real fight, but we'll work with it.
We'll love you through it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we'll work with it. But I want to pass this around so you can see. I did make, my girlfriend said, you know, circle the ones we did, so you'll know how little or I did sometimes.
Ruth, can I ask you a question or two?
I'll start here and then you'll be the end.
What was your favorite thing? What did you love the best about the cruise?
The people, the
Okay.
Weight Watcher people, and all of us on the ship who were Weight Watchers, we could tell the difference in our cruise compared to the rest of the people on the boat.
You could tell a WW from a
Yes.
mile away, huh?
They had a wellness check in there too.
Uh-huh.
They had a station for Weight Watchers on the ship, and you could go a couple times a day to weigh in and get counseling about your weight. So that was really pretty special.
Wow.
As well. The soups were outstanding. Julie did a really good job. She's done this for years. I think she's been working with Weight Watchers for like about 8 years. I'm not sure how many years.
Wow.
But she's done 5 cruises, Weight Watcher cruises.
Wow.
So,
If you'll do me one more favor, because I didn't press the button in time, could you end this like you started it for me? Because I'm going to send this to some people, and I really want them to know how you started this conversation again.
about
The best cruise you've
It
ever
is
been
the
on.
best cruise, and the reason it is the best cruise is because it was a Weight Watchers cruise. My girlfriend had been on 18 cruises.
Oh,
Yeah, she's cruised to death. And she said it's the best cruise that she's ever been on, and that's the only reason, is because it was a Weight Watcher cruise. We did spend, it did cost for the balcony $1,800. You could have gotten a cheaper cruise than that. But the organization is the key, and when you look at the schedule,
Amazing.
it's amazing what they put together. These classes, you know, and they're staggered. There are some fewer classes, like in Havana. They knew everybody was going to get off the ship, you know, to go see Havana. And we had the cutest driver. We were in that 1956 Ford convertible, and we were in that thing for 4 hours, driving around, getting out, looking at things, and another couple hours doing other things with them. But it's definitely a good thing to do. And really, psychologically, I mean, there's such happiness. We just really enjoyed each other. So,
Thank you, Ruth.
Yeah.
Thank you so
That's
much.
great.
yeah. But thank you for listening to me.